Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an update for the Panner's Pan. This was created by Elizabeth Kooky Pans on Instagram, and I will have everyone, of course, linked down below. This is a project designed to spread the love to our favorite panners. It's a rolling 10 pan, and so I started off with 10 of my favorite panners from a long list and have slowly been rotating through panners, and I try and pick products that best suit them no matter what else I have going on. I'm updating this project every other month around the 1st. Today's video is going to be a very exciting update. So this video always takes so long for me to film and edit with all of the added pictures and how crazy some of my ideas for these panners are. So bear with me, I have a lot going on. Like I said, I try and match products or concepts to the specific panner the best that I can. So sometimes it gets a little crazy. That's just how I like to do things. So let's kick it off with Chic Geek. My voice just disappeared. I chose the ColourPop So Jaded palette because at the time that this project started, this was her #1 favorite palette in her collection. I wanted to use this 30 times, and I'm so happy to say that I have successfully done that. So I have used this palette more than 30 times within my whole collection at this point. And there's really like not any dips, definitely no pans. I mean, it looks used, but I'm so happy to have this palette in my collection and that I got some good use on it. It's definitely more of a fall winter palette in my opinion. So I am ready to put this back in my collection, but I had so much fun with this palette. Next, for Jessica Lee, I chose to put in a Buxom Mini Gloss. This is in the shade White Russian, and I'm so close, you guys. I have used this, where's my list, for a total of 34 times in this project. My lines have definitely faded, but I hope you can see last update 2 months ago, I was here. So about halfway through the product, and now I am down here. So I'm now having to dip into this 2 or 3 times to get an even application. Lip glosses is not something I anticipate pulling the stopper out of. I don't store my lip products upright generally, and I'm really scared it's just going to be a huge mess. I don't know. It's a bit of a thicker formula, so it might be fine. Let me know what you think about that. For lip products like this, once nothing is coming out in the wand, I do feel satisfied in my usage on this, and I also have a full size of this lip gloss, so I'm kind of leaning towards not. But I have a really good feeling that this will be an empty for my next update. I'm so happy with my progress on this one. For Paula, a beauty guru made me do it, I chose to put in a ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Koosh. My goal is to hit pan on this, and I'm so happy to say, I can't open it, that I have. Now it's a bit hard to see because this is a silvery purple kind of shade, and obviously the pan is silver, but I've even used it 1 additional time since hitting pan. There, I think you can see it. This was my 5th eyeshadow pan this year. I'm trying to hit 21 eyeshadow pans this year. I've since exceeded this, but this was my 5th pan this year, and I'm so happy about that. These Super Shock shadows are super old in my collection, and they definitely deserve to all have pan in them, and this made me feel really accomplished. The time you've all been waiting for. The Body Shop Honey Bronzer. I had pan on this when I rolled it into this project. My goal was to have a full ring of pan showing. This is for Rebecca Morgan. I was so impressed that she finished this off. I have used this bronzer well beyond 100 times and it's nowhere near being done. This is one of many nemesis in my panning journey. Look at that. I feel so satisfied looking at that ring in the pan. It's a bit dirty here in the center, but there is a full ring. I am so excited to put this back in my collection. It's so light. It only works for me in the winter anyways, and I am experimenting with self tanner. I definitely did not mix my foundation well enough to match today. I can't use this anymore anyways, so as a bronzer until winter. I feel so good about this, guys. I'm so excited about this update. You have no idea. Now, if you remember from my last update, I have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in for Love Heatherette, and it had shattered. I think it's because it's in this flimsy plastic packaging, and I was having to like pry it back like that to open it. Just the other day, I will insert pictures of the process, have repressed it. I finally got my compacts I ordered off Amazon in the mail. They came from China and they took a really, really long time. So I have since repressed it in here. The metal pans of these are not glued into the compact, which I find strange, but it actually made the repressing process much easier, but I just have to be gentle and hold it in. So I have repressed this bronzer into here. I will maintain my goal of hitting pan. It still smells like chocolate. It's a bit cracked. This is only the second product I've ever repressed in my life, and there's been major improvements. It looks way better than the other product I did. I've only used this, I think, 2 times since I've repressed it, so I still have a long way to go. And I did try and keep it like roughly the same size. I didn't spread it super thin across the pan. I felt like that would be kind of cheating. So I did center it in the pan as best I could when I repressed it. For Kelly Gooch, I'm trying to hit pan on the Tarte Party blush. I have not been focusing on this. I have only used it a handful of times over the last 2 months. There's still like a very clear pattern pressed in here, despite using it almost 30 times, I believe. This is going to take me forever. Every time I think of BareMinerals, I think of Laura. So I put in this pressed powder. My goal is to not lose my voice while filming videos for once. My goal is to hit pan on this powder. I've been having trouble with hard pan on this. I've had to scrape it off a few times, but it seems to be working better again now. Again, my goal is to hit pan on this. I've used this 70 times, not since rolling it into this project. It was in my 20 and 2020 as well, but this is just a mini powder and I still don't have pan. That's mind-boggling to me, but there is a pretty significant dip in there, so I think it will happen soon. For Lisa Stevens, while she doesn't make any kind of beauty content anymore, she was my very first introduction to project panning, so I felt like she deserved to be in this project, and I chose to roll in the Farmacy Bright On Vitamin C mask. There's still some product there on the sides. I am right here. So I'm making really good progress on this mask. I'm currently at Masque en Français right here. I will have to mark my items with a Sharpie once I'm finished filming. There's still quite a few masks left in here. I really enjoy using this like once a week or so. Lastly, before we get into the really crazy stuff, for Danny, I chose to put in my only open liquid eyeliner, and it's the only eyeliner I own that is not cruelty free. Danny is on a cruelty-free journey as well, and also has the best winged liner in like every single one of her videos. So I thought this matched her perfectly, and I've been trying. My eyes are not symmetrical, and I just in general struggle with eyeliner. Getting them to match, but even getting one wing really nice, I have a really hard time. So if I go in too hard with this, I don't know what I'm trying to say. By the time I finish both eyes, it's looking a little more gray. So I think slowly but surely I am using this product up, and that is my goal, to finish this off. I feel like I've been filming forever, but this is where it gets to be a lot. For Alexi, I chose to randomly generate a palette and create 3 looks with just that palette, not incorporating it in like I do with a lot of my projects, but just out of that palette, create 3 looks. I mean, that might change if I roll in a trio or something. I have 2 palettes here to talk about because at my last update, I hadn't finished using my NYX Ultimate Brights 3 times, but knowing I was going to space out my updates for 2 months and I only needed one more look out of this, I decided to roll in the next palette, and I have created my 3 looks with both of these. I don't feel it's completely necessary to talk through the looks completely. I will be posting them on my Instagram, which is also at emilynmax. The NYX Ultimate Brights is already up. I will create a graphic, now that I'm thinking of it, similar to my 3 looks 1 palette for Kaleidos for these, and put them on the screen. I think that's a good idea. I wasn't too happy when I rolled this one in. Not that I don't like it. This is a great beginner rainbow palette. This was, I think, my first very colorful palette, the one I used a lot and got more comfortable with colors. I have Pan in the pink shade. It's just that it always appears in randomized projects. I was panning the pink shade that was drawn by random. I also had the red in a pan those eyeshadows and vetoed it after like 15 uses. And I've also worked on the blue, which has a decent dip in it, as well as just using the whole palette many times. So I'm definitely ready to put this away. And then last time I rolled in the Ciate London The Editor palette. This is the New England version. It has beautiful like palm fronds, is that what those are called? The leaves on here. This is a great like muted jewel toned palette. I really enjoyed working with this. It has a couple different textures that are just standard shimmers as well as more metallic shades. My one gripe with this palette is there's only 4 mattes. We have this light transition shade, at least for my skin tone, a matte peach, a matte kind of light to mid-tone brown, and a deep brown. So that really makes this palette quite limiting. But I did do 2 like very neutral, easy eye looks, as well as a green and gold one. And I'm pretty satisfied with my usage on this. I'm happy with the looks that I created. It's not a new favorite by any means. I currently have 65 eyeshadow palettes in my collection. I will not be pulling one that I've already done this with, so we might have to redraw. I'm not sure. 22. Ooh, I haven't used this one in a really long time. Alright, the randomly selected palette that I'm going to create 3 looks before the next update for Alexi is my ColourPop Zodiac palette. I have not used this palette in such a long time. It kind of stumps me when it comes to creating a full look unless I want to go with the more purpley tones here. I feel like those are the most cohesive in this palette. It's a bit hard to show. I'm excited though. I love when I pull in palettes that haven't gotten very much use from me. So in my next update, look forward to 3 looks with this palette as well as on my Instagram. Now, because I met my goal on the bronzer, the So Jaded palette, as well as the Koosh eyeshadow, I have 3 new panners to roll in. I'm so excited. This is the funnest part, to talk about other panners and why I chose what products I did. I don't typically talk about why I chose each product as thoroughly in the updates as I do when I first roll them in, and this is just the best part. So first, I would like to roll in Jaylon. I believe I followed Jaylon on Instagram for a little while, but she just started her YouTube journey at the beginning of this year, and I discovered her through my project deck of panning. She joined in, and then she does so many project pans. It's honestly incredible. She uploads almost every day, and one thing that I really admire about Jaylon is her ability to pan lipsticks. Now, there is one project, I believe it's her lip service project, correct me if I'm wrong, Jaylon, where she rotates through her more pricey high-end lip products, and she wants to use them a quarter of the way up no matter what product she pulls in. It could be a little nub, it could be a full-size lip product. She measures and marks it off at a quarter, and then she rotates something new. I thought that was such a smart idea. I'm just going to do 10 uses, but I did choose a high-end lip product. This is from MAC, which is not cruelty-free, so I'm trying to use my non-cruelty-free products. This is a luster finish and in the shade Plumful. It's having some wax bloom, but it still smells like vanilla, so I'm comfortable with using it. I will swatch it. I want to use this 10 times. The luster formula from MAC is very comfortable. It's a beautiful pinky shade, something I can wear easily. I would like to use this lipstick 10 times. Next, I would like to roll in Natasha from Too Much Tosh. I love all of her videos. She has a nerdy little spreadsheet. I love numbers and database videos. She has her Club 100, how many times it used up, like cost per use. I love all of those videos that she does. She's an amazing eyeshadow panner. She has a great series. I catch her Shop My Stash all the time. Just an amazing project panner. I love her whole channel, and I'm inspired by her a lot. There were quite a few products I considered putting in, either ones that she has panned in the past or just remind me of her. But then I remembered last year she rotated through, I believe it was 4 blushes, maybe it was 6, of her least used blushes according to her makeup tracking spreadsheet, which I also have. So I thought that was a great idea, and I was looking through blushes that I haven't used in a really long time, and I would like to do this 4 times, and I would like to use each of them 10 times. I believe Natasha did 25 uses for her project, but I'm choosing 10 because I already have so many things on the go. I think I'll be really satisfied with rotating 4 blushes through 10 times. This isn't randomized. I went through and I realized I haven't used the blush in this Z palette in a really long time. Despite having this shade and pan those eyeshadows earlier this year, I still never reached for this blush because it is quite similar to my party blush, but a lot of my blushes look similar, so I still just need to rotate through a little bit better. This is Makeup Geek Cherish. It is a nudie pink. Should be very easy to wear with anything. It still feels really nice and creamy. It's quite light, so it might be something I use to even blend the edges of another more vibrant blush. I don't care how I use it. I just want to use this 10 times because I don't have any tallies on this on my makeup tracking spreadsheet, which means I haven't used it since January of last year. Lastly, I would love to roll in my beautiful friend Sarah. Her and I have collabed multiple times. She is my first YouTube friend, I feel like. Like we collabed together, we chatted all the time, commented on each other's videos so much. She's taking a bit of a break from project panning and beauty content, but she still deserves a place in my project. And again, there are so many things I could have chosen for her. She started the Mission 100% Cruelty Free project, which I participated in for quite a long time. I really admire her dedication to panning her Jane eyeshadow primer. That has been in so many projects. It's just so funny. But I completely understand because eyeshadow primers take me forever to use up as well. And I really didn't want to do that. But a series she did quite a long time ago that always stuck with me is Lipstick Roulette. You may have noticed this giant cookie jar. Oh gosh. Ugh, it's literally so heavy. Of lipsticks behind me in today's video. I went through based on my makeup tracking spreadsheet and pulled out every lip product I have never used, like haven't tallied on there, so I haven't used them since January of 2020. Granted, some of these are newer. I see a Raw Beauty Christie collab in here. Like, they're not necessarily all super old, but there's definitely lipsticks in here that I have had for years and I haven't touched in almost 18 months. Well, it would be 17 months. That is ridiculous. Like, get it together, Emily. A goal of mine this year is to rotate through my collection better, get more use out of more products. I have discovered a few lip products this year that have gone bad. So for Sarah, I'm going to be doing the lipstick roulette. I'm going to be drawing 4 lip products out of here at random, and I will be happy with 2 to 3 uses on them to roll them out in the next update, just to decide, do I even like this? Has it expired? That sort of thing. If you follow me on Instagram, I uploaded this photo before filming and asked you guys to guess on how many products are in here, and I would tell you if you needed to go higher or lower. And so I'm going to tell you exactly how many lip products are in here. 64. 64 lip products that I have not used, and there's no lip liners in here. It'd be even more if I did lip liners. This is so ridiculous. That's almost half of my lip product collection I haven't touched in 17 months. So I have already, like, I dumped them out, spun them all around, and then put them back in and then put the lid on, so I don't know what's on top, because originally it was like lip glosses, bullet lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, just as I was going through my drawer and my makeup tracking spreadsheet. I'm kind of nervous about this because the reason I don't use them is because I have so many lip products in project pans that I have various goals on, whether that's to finish them or whatever. I just rolled MAC Plumful in for J-Lon, but it needs to be done. I need to do it. I am not going to look lids off. Like, I wish I could tell you how heavy this was. I know it's clear, but I'm not going to look. I'm going to pull out 4 products to use just a handful of times for Sarah. I can't even get this one out. 1, 2, 3. I almost knocked it out of my hand. 4. That will continue to hang out in the back. I guess it has quite the glare, doesn't it? There we go. Until it's looking like mostly empty, then I'll probably reorganize things, but I think that this is going to help me rotate through things a lot better. Now let me look at what I pulled. Okay, I have 2 lip glosses, 1 liquid lipstick, and 1 Lippie Stix, but it's like a bullet lipstick. Okay, not too bad. The first, which I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get right now, this is White Russian, but my full size. However, This is much older than the mini that I'm trying to pan completely for Jessica, so I will be interested to see if this has gone bad or not. I guess I could swatch it. It's just a milky nude pink gloss. The other gloss I have is from Trust Fund Beauty. This is their Lipgasm gloss in the shade Method to the Madness. This is also like a nude pink gloss, but definitely not as milky as White Russian. The Lippie Stix I pulled out is a Matte X formula in the shade Ziggie. This is a fun shade. It's kind of like a brick red brown kind of color. This one is like one of my, if not my newest ColourPop Lippie Stix, so I don't think this has gone bad, but it will still be good to use it a couple of times. And lastly, from the Beauty Crop, this is the Hashtag Girl Power Liquid Lipstick in the shade Date Night. This is a beautiful mauve, but on the deeper side. This is the liquid lipstick. So those 4 lipsticks, again, I would like to use just a handful of times. 10 times for the lipstick for Jaylon and 10 times for the blushes for Natasha. And I also rolled in the Zodiac palette, of course. I am so pleased with today's update. I know this video has been so long just because I had so many convoluted things to do and so many panners to chat about. But I'm feeling like really refreshed on this project, having rolled in so many new things to play with. I'm in such a mood to shop my stash and rotate things out. That's why you're seeing a lot more like 10 uses for me, randomized projects. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'm sorry it was so long. I hope you guys stuck around. What do you think of the new products I've pulled in? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you guessed right on how many lip products were in that jar, 64, now 60, which already feels a little better. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.